I'm your host, Viviana Granillo. Thank you so much for being with us. Today on the Weekly Report, we have your latest trending headlines. La Vida Social with Shelly Aragon. We're going to get down and fishy in Lendita's kitchen. HBTV Sports with Alex Ramirez. And of course, the Chisme of the Week. So hang tight because HBTV starts now. Alright guys, starting off with this week's trending headlines. What a commotion this week following Donald Trump's controversial comments on Mexico. First, the director of Nuestra Belleza Mexico, Lupita Jones, is considering pulling Miss Mexico from the Miss Universe pageant. Second, the Spanish network Univision has dumped the Miss Universe pageant broadcast. And lastly, artist J Balvin has stepped down from the performance at the Miss USA pageant. 3 less for Donald. What will happen next? Alright, moving on in other news, at age 42, boxing golden boy Oscar de la Hoya may return to the ring. I'm not talking about as a spectator, but as an actual fight with the very best. De la Hoya has given a few interviews this week and his answer is a 50-50 definite maybe. According to De la Hoya, he wouldn't come back into the ring for financial glory or more fame, but for the pure satisfaction of the competition and the pleasure to be fighting the very best. He most likely is talking about Floyd Mayweather. Who knows? Will he be back? I guess we will just have to wait and see. Speaking of fame and glory, Bruno Mars and Angelica Maria are among the famous stars to be added to the Hollywood Walk of Fame this year. The 2016 selections were announced last week by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and these 2 artists made the cut. The 29-year-old worldwide sensation Bruno Mars, from Puerto Rican roots, sings, writes, produces, and choreographs his own dance moves. He is finally receiving a Hollywood star. Also receiving a star is 70-year-old Mexican Angelica Maria, whose success came as a singer, telenovela, and movie star. Congratulations to the 2 of them, and I hope the $30,000 star fee is only a breath for them. Alright guys, when we come back, we have Shelly Aragon with a segment on La Vida Social.
Hi everyone, and welcome. It's Shelly Aragon to this edition of La Vida Social. So tell me, what's the first thing you did when you woke up this morning? Let me guess. You went straight to your phone to check your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram? It's all right. You're not the only one. We're a social society. Besides, there are a ton of great benefits of social media, like taking pictures while you're out so it looks like you're having way more fun than you actually are, or stalking your ex to see what their new boyfriend or girlfriend looks like. It also allows you to know more than you care to about your friends, random strangers, and even your favorite celebrities. Okay, enough making fun of social media. We've touched on Facebook and steps to creating your own Facebook account. So this week we'll focus on Twitter. And no, I will not break down the steps to creating a Twitter account, because that's the easy part. Once you have your Twitter account, that's where the confusion begins. Let's start with some of the basics, shall we? What is Twitter all about? Twitter is a platform wherein users share their thoughts, news, information, and jokes in 140 characters of text or less. Twitter makes global communication a breeze, and profiles are usually public, meaning anyone in the world can see what you write, unless you elect to make your profile private. You've probably heard the terms tweet, retweet, followers, feed, handle, hashtag. So what do these terms even mean? Here's a short video summary and explanation I think you'll like.
Thanks to Twitter, it's possible to share short, bite-sized updates about your life and follow the updates of people that matter to you via the web. Here's how it works. Meet Carla. She's addicted to her mobile phone, reads blogs every day, and has contacts all over the world. She heard about Twitter and was skeptical. After some of her friends couldn't stop talking about it, she gave it a try. She signed up for free and saw that Twitter pages look a little like blogs with very short posts. Each page is personal and has updates from friends. She got started by looking up her friends on Twitter.com. After finding a few, she clicked follow to start seeing their updates on her Twitter page. Within hours, she began to see a different side of people she chose to follow. She didn't know that Steven in Seattle was a baseball fan, or that Julia in London was reading a new investment book. The little messages from Twitter painted a picture of her friends, family, and coworkers that she'd never seen before. It was the real world. Soon, she became a fan of Twitter and posted updates every day. Her friends followed her updates and learned that she recently discovered a passion for Van Halen. They could see Carla's life between blog posts and emails. For Carla, Twitter worked because it was simple. The updates were always short, under 140 characters. Plus, she could post updates and follow her friends using the Twitter website, software on her browser, a mobile phone, or instant messages. By asking members to answer the question, "What are you doing?" Carla found that Twitter brought her closer to people that matter to her, 140 characters at a time. Find out what your friends are doing at Twitter.com.
Wasn't that cute? Now that you're somewhat familiar with Twitter, how do you use it in reference to your small business? The obvious is you'll want to create and manage a Twitter presence. Once you have your Twitter account, you'll then want to grow a follower base. How, you ask? You can start by tweeting content that will be interesting to your target audience. By having content that is interesting to your audience, they're more likely to retweet your post, which expands your audience without doing a thing. And remember to engage with your audience. It's not always about having as many followers as you can. Sometimes it's better to have less followers who engage more. So try to find and follow relevant people to your business. My advice to you is just remember that Twitter is an experience, and the more you use it, the more enjoyable and resourceful it will become. Okay, my friends, we're out of time for this edition of La Vida Social. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Thank you, Shelly, for telling us more about Twitter. All right, guys, let's take a look at the big screen. If you haven't seen the movie Dope, I encourage you to do so. This film highlights perceptions of minorities, and it focuses on the struggles of a character, in this case Malcolm, growing up as a geek in a tough neighborhood in California with dreams of going to Harvard. Being told repeatedly, "Who do you think you are?" Malcolm overcomes these struggles. This movie brings out a whole new set of talented individuals, including Mexican rapper Cap G. Check out the cast interview with Fox News Latino.
Malcolm, the main character in Dope, is described as this nerd who lives in a bad neighborhood, whose ultimate goal is to go to Harvard, but he's constantly being told, "Who do you think you are?" How much of that character was based on you and your experiences?
A lot, specifically that question, who do you think you are? I mean, I think when you try to be an individual and when you're you're aspiring to do things that many feel doesn't fit you get asked that question a lot. And I still was getting asked that question as a filmmaker trying to make films and the types of films I wanted to make.
You go to high school in Inglewood. You think you're gonna get into Harvard?
I'm from a poor, crime-filled neighborhood, raised by a single mother, don't know my dad, blah, blah. It's cliche.
You're of Guatemalan descent, correct?
Correct.
The main character of the movie is Malcolm. He's African American, lives in a tough neighborhood. He's always being told, "Who do you think you are?" Mm-hmm. So how do you think Latinos can relate to his character?
It's the same exact thing. I mean, we get put on by society a perception of us that we have to conform to. And, whether you're Asian, black, white, Hispanic, there's always these perceptions, some worse than others and some better. But being Hispanic, you'll be able to relate to that in any way. Being any race, you'll be able to relate to this character and really this group of friends, and seeing how you can just be outside the box and still be who you want to be.
People can relate to their real lives and random stories to something that Rick wrote. You know what I'm saying? Something that we created, and that's a blessing to me. I'm thankful for that.
Cap.
Yeah.
Cap G.
Cap G.
Is this your first movie?
First movie. I'm out here, I'm acting, I'm a rapper, but hey, we finna start acting now.
Not only do you act in the movie, but you're also involved musically in the movie.
Yeah, I'm on the soundtrack. It's an honor, the whole soundtrack is produced by Pharrell. It's an honor to be on the track list with Nas, the group from Dope, Oreo, and also A Tribe Called Quest.
And a lot of the songs that you became known for talk about controversial issues, right? Like La Policía,
Yeah.
etc. So tell us what motivated you to start singing about those issues.
You know, I feel like as an artist, you need to express your feelings, like whatever you're thinking, whatever you experience, whatever people go through, whatever you go through. And like when I wrote La Policía, like I wrote that because that was something I went through.
One of the messages of the movie is asking these kids, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Have people asked you that? Maybe not so bluntly in that way.
Yeah, all the time. I've been like that since I was young. Like, you know, I know who I am. I just do me. But, you know, sometimes people can judge you. You know, me being Mexican, being Latino, like it's hard to make it in the rap game. But it's like I'm using that and turning it into a positive, you know? It's going to be harder for me, but I'm going to just go 10 times harder because it's like I'm different. You know, I'm Mexican. I come from the South. And I just put my music, like my life into my music, like being from Atlanta, being from the South Side is different. Nobody else can talk about what I'm talking about. So yeah, I feel like people can relate to it. People are gonna like it.
1, 2, 3, 4. So who am I? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
It's hard out here for a geek is the movie's tagline. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you go and check it out this week. And lastly, we have Sean Puff Daddy Combs, aka Pete Diddy, who was arrested on Monday afternoon after an assault with the assistant football coach on the UCLA campus. It is said that a deadly weapon known as a kettlebell was used and Diddy was then arrested. His bail was set for $160,000, but it was confirmed he only paid $50,000 bail and was freed that Monday night. Must be very nice to give away money, right, P. Diddy? Alright guys, so how about we go with Lindita and see what she has cooking up for us in Lindita's Kitchen.
Hola and welcome to Lindita's Kitchen. I'm Lindita and today we're going to be doing a wonderful summertime dish that all your family and friends are going to enjoy. We're going to do the Tex-Mex corn, okay, that's San Antonio style, fish tacos, and some mango salsa. So stick around because we're going to have a good time and we're going to get started right now. Hey, so let's get started with our mango salsa. And like these are the ingredients you're going to need. So we're going to get started with our fresh mango salsa, and I just used one. So you can finely dice it or have it in chunks. It's your preference, no? We're going to add this to the bowl. Then we've got our green onions. So what you're going to need is 2. And you just finely dice them, and that's all you do. Okay? Add those right in there, just like that. And then we've got our jalapeno. Okay, now the jalapeno, you can seed it if you'd like. I prefer to have the seeds in there. It just makes it for a nice presentation. So we're going to add 1 jalapeno. And we got 2 cloves. I love cloves. If you have a date, you know, just let up on it a little bit. But other than that, dice them up finely. You're going to add 2 right into the mangoes. And then 1 red onion. So you're going to use a small. So it's like 1/4 cup. So you want to finely dice that as well. Okay, well, let's go ahead and add it. Mira. And it's so colorful. So that's what you want in your food as well, is color. So we're going to add some cilantro as well. So you're going to use 2 tablespoons. And I've already diced these up, or finely chopped them. So that's all you need. Okay. And then last but not least is the avocado. Okay, so let's get started on that. I've already diced it. How pretty that is, right? We're going to take that seed out. And I like to cube my avocado, just like that. Cube it. And that should be the last one that you put into this recipe, okay? So we're going to scoop it right out. Ay. I can smell the onions, the cilantro, and los peppers y la fregada. It looks beautiful, no? So let's cube it again, just like that. Go ahead and add it right to the mango. And let's mix this up. Just like that. You can go ahead and add some salt if you'd like. but I prefer some lime. And you use about a half a lime, so I've already gone ahead and squeezed some of it out. So a half, and just add it right into the mango salsa. Look how pretty that is. Mira. And that's going to go right to your fish tacos, which we're going to be making next. So now that we have our skillet to like medium high, and I added a little oil, olive oil, you want it nice and warm before you put the fish in. So el pescado, it's all marinated, no? Mira. We're going to add to it. What you want is to have it cook for about 2 minutes per side. And we can add a little bit more oil and some lime, if you like. Okay, let's put the next fillet. Mira. What you want to do is swirl it around as well, and it starts to break up, and that's the best part, because we will break it up into bite sizes to go in your corn tortillas. Swirl it around the pan, take up all the juices. Okay, now I'm just going to add a little bit more lime to give it a little twist before we break it up. Ay, ay, ay. Nice. Nice and sizzling. Now we're going to start breaking the fish. Like I said, you can use any type of fish. I prefer the tilapia and the catfish. You know, being from the Midwest, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. They used to say it was a bottom feeder, but you know, that's what the good stuff is. That's what my daddy used to say. Okay, so we just want to break it up just like that. Now while this is cooking, it's almost done. Let's get started on our Tex-Mex corn on the cob. Okay? So now the corn is off the grill, and let's get started with our Tex-Mex corn on the cob. And of course, this is a San Antonio recipe, and we love it. We use it for every summertime party that we have. What you want to do is just, like I said, off the grill, or you can boil it as well. So we're going to go ahead and add the mayonnaise to it like this, no? Then our Parmesan cheese. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's delicious. And once you have it, you'll never go back. I've heard that before. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sprinkle it on like that. Mira, look how pretty. Nice and hot and steamy. Mira, look how beautiful that is. Okay, so let's get ready to make our tacos, our fish tacos. And I have the corn tortilla, which I made fresh. And you can get that recipe right on our website as well. So I'm gonna have just two, because I do love my fish tacos, I'll tell you that. And we're gonna go ahead and top it off with some mango avocado salsa. See? Just like that. And you can add lettuce, shredded lettuce, tomato, anything that you would like, or cilantro. And a lot of people do like the beer and the margaritas, but you know what? I like the wine. And a good red wine is always good. Just like that. So don't forget, the 4th of July is around the corner, and please join us, because I'm gonna have a special treat for you. So until then, I just want to say muchísimas gracias y salud.
You know, as I came as a child and arrived here in this beautiful, land of prosperity, I got here when I was about 5 years old, and I'm number 5 of 6 children. My mother came here on her own and navigated through. We didn't speak any English, and certainly we didn't know the language of business. And I still recall very clearly, very vividly entering class, and I remember this beautiful teacher, Miss Tanaka, and she came over to yank my ear, and I didn't understand why she was doing that. And she thought I was unruly, because when she said stand up, I was looking around. When she said open your books, I was looking around to see what was going on. And it took her a while to understand that I didn't know the language. But you know, I always say today, once you learn the language, whether it's the language of English or medicine or physics or whatever it is, once you learn the language, you can be successful. My mother and my grandmother, both great matriarchs of our family, really believed in the power of yes and of making things happen for our family, for themselves, and for our community. And so I still remember when my mother arrived, again, we didn't know any English, we didn't understand the culture. And so the only place that she was able to work was in this frozen poultry processing plant. And I saw her fingers thicken and her legs stiffen as she was in this largely refrigerated room, you know, breaking apart the poultry and packaging it. And I just saw the hard sacrifice that she made to provide for her children. I'm really proud that all 6 of my family members are productive, able-bodied people contributing to the job growth and the prosperity of this great country. One of the beautiful quotes that I heard was John F. Kennedy's quote when he said, "We don't all have equal talent, but in America we should be given an equal opportunity to pursue our talent." And I think that's right. I think it's a belief and a standard that I hold dear, and that is that whatever it is that we want to do, we should be able to find a way to do it.
This is Alex Ramirez with HBTV Sports, and this is what's trending in the world of sports today. The NBA draft takes place this week at the Barclays Center, where young men's dreams become a reality. Picking in the NBA draft is no easy task. Sure, lottery picks pan out more often than those picked in later rounds. Selecting among the first 14 picks or even the top 5 doesn't guarantee you a star or even a contributor. Sometimes you get a Kevin Durant or sometimes you get a Greg Oden out of Ohio State. And we all know what kind of careers both players are having. Look, there's going to be lots of trades on draft night where teams are going to be juggling their rosters to get one of those players that can change a franchise by themselves, a la Steve Curry of the Golden State Warriors, who now is the NBA League MVP. At number 5, I have the big point guard out of China, Emmanuel Mudiay, going to the Orlando Magic. Many believe he can go higher. Tremendous upside. Excellent choice. At number 4, I have Kristaps Porzingis, the power forward from the country of Latvia, going to the New York Knicks. President of basketball operations, Phil Jackson, believes he can be a 20-point, 15-rebound player for 10 years. Not bad when you get that kind of praise from the Zen Master. And at number 3, I have Jahlil Okafor from the national champion Duke Blue Devils going to the city of brotherly love. That's right, the Philadelphia 76ers. Although he only played 1 year under coach Mike Krzyzewski, he's only 19 years old. Many NBA executives feel he still has many years to grow and develop. Could be a steal of the draft. And at number 2, I have the smooth, silky shooting point guard from Ohio State, D'Angelo Russell, going to the awful Los Angeles Lakers, which undoubtedly will be Kobe Bryant's last year. So look for D'Angelo Russell to be the new face of the franchise for many years to come in Hollywood. And finally, at number 1, I have the skilled big man out of Kentucky, Karl Anthony Towns, is headed to the Twin Cities. The 6'11", 250-pound giant is taking his talents to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who immediately will be the Timberwolves starting center once training camp starts. And finally, this past week, the Virginia Cavaliers won the College World Series behind Pavin Smith's home run and 3 RBIs as Virginia beat defending national champion Vanderbilt 4-2 in Game 3 of the College World Series. This is the first national title for the Virginia Cavaliers in baseball. Congratulations. That's trending headlines this week. I'm Alex Ramirez. See you next week.
All right, guys, can I get a drum roll because the Cheeseman of the Week is here, and it goes to none other than Jenny Set Gutierrez. During an LGBT Pride Month event inside his home, President Obama called out a heckler on Wednesday night. Listen, you're in mi casa, Obama told the individual. You're not going to get a good response from me by interrupting me like this. Jenice Gutierrez, a transgender woman, is an undocumented immigrant from Mexico. She allegedly interrupted the president saying, "Release all LGBTQ immigrants from detention and stop all deportations." Well, we will have to wait and see what happens, but the Cheese Me Award goes to Jenice Gutierrez. Congratulations! Well, guys, that is all for today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Weekly Report on HBTV. I'm Viviana Granillo. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and make sure to follow us on Twitter. I will see you guys next week as we celebrate the red, white, and blue. Have a good one.